Okay. So, Venerable Vijita series is used to burning midnight oil for Pali. Are you so you can stay up till about 2 p.m. 2 a.m. Yeah. So all monks are allowed to stay up till 2 a.m. so that they can actually meet the gods. All the deities come only after midnight. Yeah? Am I right? Yeah. So I think the Buddha was meeting all the deities after midnight. Yeah. I have stayed up many nights hoping to meet them. None of them just showed up. Yeah. So, okay. So let's make a start. Bhante, let's see. Dhammarathana is trying to connect, but looks like he's still not connected properly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he will connect later. So last time, but Bhante Vijitasiri, we were talking about middle path, middle way philosophy, right? And Micah has done a lot of research, and thank you for that. Yeah, well done. So let's see what others think about the middle way. What's the middle way? Yeah, let's ask Viji first what the middle way is.
I was thinking that as Micah said, I think I have narrow understanding at the beginning. Last time I just said that it's not going for over being egoistic on stepping through this path of Dhamma, not being more egoistic on having over effort on that or having lower effort on that and having middle way. And I think with Micah's explanation last week, like it's coming to the understanding of like normally we all look at the world as dualities there, good and bad and beautiful, ugly, like just connecting this duality into one, and then you don't have like good and bad or uh, uh, beautiful, ugly, or whatever. You will be get rid of that duality and will see the things as whole. Like I think broadening the understanding on what is the world and what we experience, how we experience, and it's, I think at the end, I assume that it is getting rid of this sense of being me or I. Not sure. I think I need more guidance. Thank you for listening.
Mic off.
Sorry, Dr. Sunil, you are muted.
Sorry, I do that all the time, you know. I speak to myself a lot. It's called, you know, monologue. Okay. So Majjhima Patipada. I mean, that's a really big word in the Buddhist context, isn't it? Yeah. Uh, so Alex says, good day, everyone, and good day to you as well, Alex. Yeah. So we are discussing the middle way. Last time we had a little chat about. I mean, the first sermon of the Buddha. So this is called Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Dhammacakka, turning the wheel of Dhamma. Yeah, so it's basically what he discovered. He just wanted to share with us. Yeah. So, and he starts off, Dve me bhikkhave anta, pabbajitena nasevitabba. Remember, in the text, it says there are these two, anta is extremes, O monks. Yeah. Pabbajitena nasevitabba, should not be associated by the gone forth recluse. Yeah. So and then he actually gives the two extremes. One is kamesu kamasu kallikanu yogo, indulging in sense pleasures, right? Kamesu kamasu kallikanu yogo, hino gammo potujjaniko. Both Venerable Vijayasiri and myself, we had to memorize these suttas, right? So shall I take it up and put that in the on the screen just for you? Yeah. Let me just get that on the screen. Pali. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, I can't find it. Okay. Let me just Google it. Yeah. Dhammacakka. Okay, sorry. I was just trying to get this. Screen share. Okay. Yeah. Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. I mean, there are many versions and many translations. So perhaps I think I would, So, some translations are a bit, let me just get this out of the way. Okay. So what if I just make it smaller? So I mean, let's look at the. I mean, we don't need the translation that much because we are Pali students. So so I was reading this section here. Dve me bhikkave anta. Dve, yeah. This anta extremes, bhikkave anta. Pabajirena seda bhakatame dve, yochayang kame sukama sukhallikanu yogo. Now this actually has disjointed the sandhis. The sandhi, does everybody know what a sandhi is? Sandhi, no? Yeah, sandhi is a liaison, like a like, how do you explain it?
Combination.
Putting two words together. So in pronunciation, you make like yo cha ayam becomes yo chayam. Yeah. So I mean, even in English, you have sandhis. Yeah. I mean, especially in this, spoken words. Yeah. So you have many sandhis, especially in the colloquial ones. Yo cha ayam becomes yo chayam. Kama sukha allika anuyogo becomes kama sukhallika anuyogo. So kama is kind of attachment, sukha, pleasure. So allika anuyogo, attaching, the nature of attaching to it. Yeah. And the Buddha actually explains this as hino. So does anybody know what hino means? Hina. Any guesses?
Not used by wise.
No.
Not wise.
Hina.
Inferior.
Yeah, inferior, low. Yeah, low, L-O-W, low. Hina, as opposed to ucha. Hina. Hina or panita. Panita is also opposite of it. Gammo. Gammo is like, what's gammo? So it says vulgar here. So it's like village like, like primitive. Primitive. Yeah. and then it says pothujaniko. Pothujanika. This is a very common word. Yeah. So
Used
common.
by ordinary men. Used by
Yeah,
ordinary
very.
people.
Yeah, I mean, kind of commons means common is like whirling, whirling, ordinary whirling. Yeah. Pothujaniku, anario, not noble or ignoble. Anatta sanghito. So the Buddha uses several epithets, several qualifiers to refer to this one, kama sukhallikana yoga, like attachment to sense pleasures. And then he uses the other side, kind of, mortification, self-mortification. Or some people call it as mortifying the flesh, or kind of being very harsh and hard on yourself. Like yocha ayam attakila matanu yoga. Attakila matanu yoga. Now yeah, attakila mata is atta is self. Ilamata is, mortify, or, making it harsh or hard for oneself. Anuyogo. Attakila mata anuyogo. The, indulging in, or, anuyogo. Yoga is, this is not the same yoga as the yoga we talk about usually, but anu yoga is kind of associate, indulging, and that the Buddha uses only 3 epithets. Now make a note of that. Now the first one he uses 5: hina, gamma, pothujanika, anariya, anattha sanghita. 5 of those. Whereas with regard to the self-mortification, he uses 3. Dukkho, anariyo, anattha sanghito. Yeah, dukkho, it actually leads to dukkha. I don't like to translate the word dukkha as suffering. Anariyo, again the same thing as before. Anattha sanghito. Anatta means na attha sanghito, kind of meaningless. Yeah. So, and then he says, ete ko bhikkave, these old monks, ubho ante anupagam. Yeah, without falling into these 2 extremes. Anupagam, anupagam, not going in or getting into. Majjhima patipada. Now that's the word we are looking for, middle way. Majjhima patipada tathagatena abhisang buddha. So tathagatena is the instrumental case here, by the tathagata. Yeah. Can anyone make a guess of what the direct case of the word is? Tathagatena versus tathaga. How would you say? Not the instrumental case, but the direct case. What's the form that you get out of this? Yeah, tathagata. Tathagato. Tathagato. Yeah. Tathagato. Tathagata. So tathagato is the direct case. Tathagatena is the instrumental case, by the tathagata. Abhisang buddha. Now that's a crucial word again. Abhi is kind of, now remember we said higher. Sang buddha. Some Buddha means like self realized, at a higher level. Now that is something to make note of. Like now there the Buddha uses actually several epithets. Now this is what I want to get at. Chakku karani. What's chakku karani? Chakku karani. Yeah. Now it's translated here as produces vision. Now, actually, chakku is eye. Karani, it actually gives you the eye. Karani. I mean, literally, it means give you the eye to see. Chakku karani, jnana karani. Again, give the knowledge to penetrate. Yeah, chakku karani, jnana karani. Upasamaya. So here it says appeasement, kind of cessation. Upasama, calming. Now, there are actually more than one meaning here. Upasamaya, abhinyaya, higher knowledge. Yeah, sangbodhaya. Yeah, bodhaya, it is, like self-realization. Nibbanaya samvattati. Now that why does the Buddha use these words here? I mean, he uses chakkukarani, jnanakarani, upasamaya, abhinyaya, sambodhaya, nibbanaya. Now 6 words. Yeah, 6 words. To describe this middle path, middle way. Yeah. So the middle way is not an ordinary middle way, which actually takes you or lead you to higher knowledge. Yeah. Venerable Vijayasiri, did you have a question? No? Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So, and then he actually says, Patamachasa bhikkave majjhima patipada. Now what is that? What bhikkhus is the middle path? And then he says, Majjhima patipada tathagatena abhisambuddha. Chakkukarani, I mean the same. You repeat those words. Jnana karani, upasamaya, abhinyaya, sambuddha. I mean there's a lot of repetition here, but for a purpose, isn't it? Nibbanaya samvadati. Ayameva ariyo atthangiko maggo. This very, eightfold noble path. Yeah? Okay. Now sayatidam, such as, so basically then it says samma ditte, samma sankappo, samma vacha, samma kammanto, samma ajivo, vayamo, sati samadhi. Yeah, so those are the eightfold noble path. Now, Majjhima Patipada is here. It refers to the middle. I mean, Majjhima Patipada refers to the eightfold noble path. Now, however, in some other contexts, the Buddha uses the Majjhima Patipada to refer to something else. What is that? Any guesses? Any thoughts?
Paticcasamuppada.
Yeah. Paticcasamuppada. Very good. So, just try to, okay. My screen is playing up today. Let's see. Okay. So, the other places, Other places it is, it refers to the Paticca So how do you translate Paticca?
Dependent origination.
Very good. Dependent origination. And some people call it causality. Yeah. So now Majjhima Patipada, now let's call it middle way. Yeah. Yeah, middle way has actually two aspects. Now, one is Paticca. The other one is, let's say Aryo Athangiko Maggo. Yeah, Aryo Athangiko Maggo. Yeah. So why do you think the Buddha uses two? And I think Micah has done a bit of research on that. Do you want to reveal to the world your research findings?
Yes, I was thinking. I was looking back in my memory because I've read about it, but I couldn't really. So I'm.
Yeah.
No, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. No worries at all. So now the question here is, why there are two types of middle way, not one? I mean, is he not being consistent? Alex, any idea?
Not right away, no.
Okay, no worries. Anyone else? I mean, there is another sutta called, what is that sutta? It is called Pachaya Pachuppan. Pachaya Pachuppan. Now this is in the Pachaya Pachuppan. It's basically the same as Paticca. This is in the Samyutta Nikaya. I may have actually put that in reference. If not, I will put that there. So in the Pachaya Pachuppana Sutta, Kachana Gota Sutta. Kachana. Huh? Yeah. Kachana Gota. So, I mean, many suttas like this, the Buddha actually refers to, he refers to Paticca as the as middle way. And in the first sutta, he refers to Noble Eightfold Path as the middle way. Anybody has any thought as to why it is so?
I don't know exactly where you are going, but what I found was about that Nagarjuna and the emptiness, that was the link to the other explanation of the middle way. But I'm not sure how that fits into this.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think Nagarjuna, again, I think the emptiness
This side.
is another word for this actually.
Yes.
Yeah, Paticcasamuppada. So it's not, yeah. So it's the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some says
So
this Achelakasara Sabbang Atiti Ekoanto, that sutta is the best. Nagarjuna explained his philosophy based on that philosophy.
yeah,
Majjena
right.
Dhammandesa, like that.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, whether you call it emptiness, paccuppanna, or paticcasamuppada, or causality, they all actually refer to the same thing. Yeah. But then the issue arises: why Ariyo Attangic or Maggo, the Eightfold Noble Path, is also referred to as middle way? I mean, there cannot be two middle ways, can it?
I think, sir, one is philosophical side, other one is some practical, to be practical.
Oh, that's exactly right. Very good. Very good. So this is actually middle way. This is middle way philosophy. This is middle way practice. Yeah. So this is middle way philosophy, and this is middle way practice. Now, that's a very interesting. I mean, so why do we say that? Any evidence? I mean, whatever we say, it should be actually substantiated or supported by the canonical evidence. Yeah. Why do we call it is middle? I mean, Parisamuppada is middle way philosophy. Bhante? You're the one who is claiming that.
That Achelakasapa Sutta say, Sabbang Atiti Ekoanto, Sabbang Atiti Vokachan Ekoanto, Ubeyante
Yeah.
Anupagama Majjena Dhammandesa, like that. No?
Yeah. Avijja Paccaya Sankhara. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Avijja Paccaya Sankhara.
that.
Yeah. So that's exactly right. So in the in many sutras like Kachana Gotta, Achelakasapa, or Paccaya Paccuppan, when there he talks about middle way philosophy. Now here he talks about the middle way practice. So middle way practice is, now what is the connection between the two? These two. What's the connection? That's a hard one, isn't it? Probably we'll have to ask Nagarjuna.
when we develop this Samma Ditti, Samma Kammanta, that eightfold path, it leads to the understanding of Paticcasamuppada, like that.
Yes. That's right. That's right. Actually, you know, especially the Noble Eightfold Path has actually two sides to it. One is, now remember, we talk about Lokiya side. The other one is the Lokuttara side. Yeah, so if you take Sammaditthi, right view is of two types, right? So it has a worldly side and, supramundane, like transcendental, or, so dialectical side to it, isn't it? So, and same with Samma Sankappa, Vacha, Kammanta, Aji, Vayam. So, in other words, I mean, this is why the Buddha used those 5 or 6 epithets: Chakku Karani, Jnana Karani, Upasamaya, Abhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nibbanaya, Samvattati. So, those are the words that he used to actually elucidate and express this, I mean, it's a little bit deep point. So, but as you can see, any form of Eightfold Noble Path has two sides to it. One is worldly and one is supramundane, so transcendental. Yeah, are you with me so far? No. I hope so, but if you're not, don't worry. Yeah, because it is. It's a bit of a deep point. So Chakku Karani, because it leads to realization, giving the vision. Jnana Karani, Upasamaya, Abhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nibbanaya, Samvattati. So and yeah. So anyway, in summary, the middle way philosophy. I mean, the middle way practice is based on the middle way philosophy. So therefore, it's actually one and the same thing, but it's kind of the practice. It is practice, and when it is being practiced, that realization is there. Are you with me so far? Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you can. There are some really interesting books written on this, middle way philosophy and middle way practice. I'll get those references for you. But anyway, I mean, we, for the moment, if we understand Paticcasamuppada as the philosophy and Eightfold Noble Path as the practice, then that would be, perfect. Yeah. Any questions so far? Okay. Yeah, Vijay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sunil. May I ask? I think I heard somewhere, but I forgot that this mundane and supramundane. Can you give one example to explain one thing? Maybe Sammaditthi.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah. Now, Yeah, absolutely. So in Samadhi, yeah, let's take an example. So yeah. Okay. Right view. Yeah, right view. So you can have right view, going in two different directions. And this is actually used in Majjhima Nikaya, in Mahachattarisaka Sutta. If I'm correct, it is 118. I may be wrong. Yeah. Majjhima Nikaya. So it's called Mahachattarisaka Sutta. Now this is actually grade 40. Tattarisa means 40. Grade 40. Maha is great. Chattarisaka is 40. Yeah, grade 40 sutta. And the Buddha says the right view is of two types. One is sasava. Sasava, punya bahagya, upadivepakha. Yeah, sasava. Now you know the word asava. Asava. Yeah. Now you can actually practice the right view with asava. Yeah. Making great merit. Now, say for example, if you want to give donation to something, you can actually do that with the intention of feeling good factor. Yeah, feel good. I want to feel good by giving something to somebody. Okay. Now that is with some sort of a strings attached. Yeah, it's called strings attached. So you have some expectation. But that's not a bad practice on its own, because it serves the purpose. The receiver receives it, but your intention, is with attachment to it. Yeah. This is why when we are actually giving something to somebody, we think twice, don't we? We say, oh, what is this guy going to do with it? Yeah. So beggar, for example, you just wonder, what is he going to do with it? But so there is some attachment even after giving. Oh, the second time you might say, oh, this guy, I have already given him some time back. See, you're looking back again about something that you did. So you have some attachment to it. Yeah. Punya bhagya. Now that's actually merit making. So merit making is also with some attachment. But by its very nature, merit making is not a bad thing. You practice generosity, you practice virtue, you practice meditation even for merit making. Yeah. If you ask some practicing Buddhists, for example, why do they practice virtue, sila? Yeah, they will say, well, I want to be born in the divine realms. Okay, so there you have an attachment, don't you? Sasava punya bhagya upadivepakha. And the other three is the Buddha calls anasava. Anasava. Na asava. Not an is like na asava becomes anasava. Sorry, my writing is horrible. Yeah, yeah, anasava. So anasava lokuttara maganga. So in this very sutta, he says, the right view can be without asava. And it is not mundane, it's lokuttara, supramundane. Maganga, it's actually leading to the path. So you are transcending the world. Transcendental, or transcending. So, I mean, so what kind of now let's look at a practical example. Like say, again, the same thing, like a generosity, practice of generosity. So here you did a practice of generosity, expecting something in return. And here you do the practice of generosity, not expecting anything in return, but it's just like you are breathing, because generosity is a fact of your life. So anasava, so you have no attachment to it, but yeah, that is your way of life. Yeah, so therefore, never hesitate to practice generosity. But when you practice generosity, don't have any strings attached. Yeah? Anasava, to the lokuttara, maganga. Does that make sense to you, Viji?
Yes, Dr. Tunil, thank you so much. Yes, it is.
Okay. No worries. So yeah, so the right view, and the same thing applies to right intention. Now you see, this is where the two paths, go in two different directions. Now see, people of other faiths, for example, could also be practicing right view, but only in the mundane, in this sphere, because maybe satisfy the God, because you want to book a place in the heaven, isn't it? So when I do practice generosity, the God actually make notice of that, and the God is actually booking a room in the heaven for me. Yeah. So that's great, isn't it? Yeah. So that is so therefore mundane or in the worldly context, practicing generosity, virtue and meditation, it was there even before the Buddha. Yeah. So the other religious teachers also encourage people to do that, and that's absolutely fine. The Buddha said, well, I recommend doing that, but that does not necessarily lead to the cessation or nirvana. Now this is actually, you could call this is samsaric, whereas this is nibbanic. Yeah, do you agree? Yeah. So now this is the difference between Punya and Kusala. Punya and Kusala. Yeah. Punya is to samsara. Kusala is to nirvana. Sorry. Yeah. Do you agree? Yes, you have to. Okay. So, yeah. So, so Eightfold Noble Path has one side to it, the mundane, and the other side, the supramundane. And the Buddha never wanted to keep us stuck in the samsaric realms. So, yeah, he just, yeah, he wanted us to focus on the Nibbanic realm. Yeah? Okay, very good. So, this is why he said, Chakku Karani, the middle way practice should be kind of driven by or directed by the middle way philosophy. So the middle way philosophy is this Paticcasamuppada, and especially the Paticcasamuppada has something called idappaccayata. I hope you don't mind me using those Pali words. Idappaccayata. See. So idappaccayata, it's a very simple formula. This, the idappaccayata means iti imasmin sati idam hoti. Imas uppada idam uppajjati. Yeah, we will see these actually in the sutras when we are reading this. We can see them. Yeah, iti imasmin sati idam hoti, imasu uppada idam uppajjati, imasmin asati idam nahoti. Imas nirodha idam nirujjati. Okay. Now this is kind of, I think, it's a very crucial formula. Okay, iti means thus, this way. Imasmin sati, when this is when it's when this is, yeah, imasa upada, arising of this, arise this. Imas being asati, when that's the opposite of that. When this isn't, this isn't. Yeah. Imasa nirodha, by the cessation of this ceases this. Yeah, I mean, this is probably no, that's the formula. It's the paticca samuppada. This is the dependent origination, not the other one, the avijja paccaya sankhara. Ignorance, gives rise to sanskara, the formations. So that is the paticca dhamma, what has been made out of this formula. Yeah? Sorry. Are you with me so far? Okay. Yeah. So now this is a very crucial one on the Paticca. There are like 4 qualities the Buddha talks about the Paticca. Tathata, avitatata, ananyatata, and the last one is idapaccheta. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this one is 4. So 4 very important aspects of there are no exceptions to this. Yeah, ananyatata. Yeah, no other way. Idapaccheta is this formula. When this is rising of this, rises this. I mean, sometimes people get this wrong. They say when A is present, B is present. Actually, that's not what it means. This is why the Buddha used the word this. When this is all the same word. So here, when this is, B is like that. When this is, that is. That's how they translate. But that's actually a very wrong translation. And this is why we miss Paticca Samuppada. And we misunderstand it. So that is the worldly, worldly explanation of Paticca Samuppada. Are you with me?
Sorry,
It's
Dr.
little bit.
Sorry, Dr.
No?
Sunil.
Yeah.
Again, I have a question.
Yes, yes, please. Yeah.
Sorry, you
I
were
need more questions.
explaining the things. I don't know whether I did not hear it. Maybe my internet connection is low. I did not hear
Oh,
tatata avitatata. I got ananyatata, no other way.
yeah. Mm.
Can you please explain tatata avitatata and idapacheta?
Oh, okay, okay. Tatata is the objectivity. Yeah. Avitatata is avitatata. I mean, it's difficult to translate into English. Yeah. It is like invariability, no variations. Yeah. And avitatata and ananyatata means exceptionless, no exceptions. And idapacheta means this when this is when this is. Now those are very important 4 aspects of Paticcasamuppada. I mean, they appear in the Pacchaya Pachuppanna Sutta in the Sangyutta Nikaya. Yeah. So we'll get to that. Don't worry. All what I wanted today, rather than actually making it too complicated, the middle way philosophy. Middle way philosophy is the Paticcasamuppada. Middle way practice is the Eightfold Noble Path. But, you know, they appear to be 2 different things. But what is operational, I mean, what's operational in the, especially in the Lokuttara context, is the middle way philosophy. Okay, so shall we read a little bit more of the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, or shall we take a short break and yeah, shall we take a short break and say hello to Bhanthe Dhammarathana? Are you feeling better? How is your toothache, Bhanthe?
Yes, sir.
It's all gone away,
No,
is it?
I am.
No.
I have feeling. I need to go
Oh,
to
you have.
couple of days. I need to go to dentist. Need to, yeah, doctor.
Oh.
I need to pull it tooth. Tooth
Oh
wisdom tooth.
dear. Oh, that must be very painful.
Yeah.
You know, dentists are the worst type of people on earth, isn't it?
Yeah.
They so they make, you know,
Yeah.
they
Vedana
pull
pacha.
your, yeah, sorry?
Vedana pacha.
Vedana.
Painful.
No, exactly, yeah. Okay. Okay, folks. Any questions so far before we take a break? Or do you want to reflect on this during the break and come back? Yeah? My God,
Yeah.
any questions? No? Everything is crystal clear to you. Wow, wonderful. So, shall we take a short break and come back? Or do you want to go a little bit more and then take a break? What do you want to do? Bhante?
Huh?
Have a break now.
Take a break.
Yeah?
10 minutes.
Okay, let's take a break.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Good.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so now let's actually have another look at the mundane right view and the supramundane right view. I think that will be really useful. Now Now make a note of this, but I have to clear this for the time being. Yeah. So I said right view is of two types. Right view. One is mundane, and the other one is supramundane. Yeah. So the words, do you remember the words we use for this? What's the Pali word for mundane?
One of them is Lokuttara or something.
Yeah, very
Loki.
good.
Loki.
Lokuttara. Lokuttara is the supramundane one. The mundane one is Lokiya. And in Sanskrit, it's called Laukika. Yeah? Laukika. Lokottara. Okay, so now the Buddha actually is always consistent in his teachings, and this is the beauty. You will not find any inconsistency in 18,000 sutras. Yeah. So I can guarantee that for you, okay? So mundane, now mundane right view, and he says, Atthidinnang, Atthidinnang, yeah, so Atthidinnang means, there is result in giving. Yeah. Now remember, those who have the wrong view, they say Nathidinnang. Nathi. So there is no good results in giving. So that is their wrong view. Whereas the worldly right view is Atthidinnang, the opposite, isn't it? Yeah? Atthidinnang, Atthiyitthang. So there are these 10 of these, yeah? Atthiyitthang. Yeah. So, there is result in kind of the prayers or in any engaging in religious activity. So so that's a mundane. That's a mundane. So there are 10 of these. Yeah, Atthidinnang, Atthiyittang, Attihutang, Attisukatadukkhatanang, Kammanam, Palam Vipako. Now all of these can be found in the Mahachattarīsaka Sutta, or many suttas actually. Yeah. So the wrong view is the exact opposite of this. So far so good. But then I have a question for you. What is the Lokuttara right view? So when you actually transcend the world or go beyond the world or become the stream enterer, you're not stopping at this. You have gone beyond that point, right? So your right view is not just simply in the worldly realm, but it has gone beyond. What's the supramundane right view? Yeah? Any thoughts? No? Bhante? I know you are feeling sleepy, yeah?
No, sir.
So when you actually become a stream enterer, for example, what is the quality of your right view? That's the question. The quality of your right view is, does not stop here. So you're not just simply saying there is result in giving, there is this, there is that. Atimata, even you recognize the existence of your mother. Atipita. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So you even accept this world. Yeah. Atyayan loko. Yeah, Atiparlo. Then you are also accepting a world after death. Yeah. Are you accepting? Are you accepting a world or life after death? You better. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, there's this whole list. Ati dinang, ati yitang, ati utang, ati sukardukataman, kammanam palam vipako, ati ayan loko, ati paro loko, ati mata, ati pita, ati
satta upatika.
Ati satta upapatika. Ati, yeah. Ati, what is the other one? Yeah, ati samagata. Like, there are these recluses who, who are
Mundane, no?
yeah. Yeah. Yes. So you accept the existence of recluses who have higher, who have attained the higher levels of purification. Yeah. So all of these are right view, and it's good to accept those, but still you are in the worldly realm. Okay. And you are not a stream enterer yet. So what should you do to become an stream enterer? Or what is the realization of a stream enterer? Yeah? Vijay?
Sorry, not to expect anything back. I mean, we give something, just sometimes we do the things, like as you said, we expect something back, like even we are not expecting even something, but sometimes it's happiness.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I feel like when it comes to the supramundane, we give something, but we get the happiness, but it is not that happiness, isn't it? That we call niramisa. I don't know what's the word in English. Like it's
Yeah.
not something depending on that someone is, for an example, someone or maybe an animal or a person is suffering from
Yeah.
hunger. So we give
Yeah.
something, we donate something to get rid of that hungry. But we
Yeah.
feel happy just not thinking that that person is happy just because of me. I'm getting the happiness like, oh, that person is get rid of hungry because of this
Yeah.
this donation or the meal.
That's right.
Right?
I mean, no, that you are picking on an kind of an example of something. But here we are talking about the principle, sort of the principle realization. Now, when you establish the right view at the worldly level, this is what you have, right? But when you establish the right view at the Lokuttara level, then you have another higher realization. Now that higher realization is called Four Noble Truth. Yeah. So you have realized Four Noble Truths. Now, what are the Four Noble Truths? The noble truth of suffering, the noble truth of the cause of suffering, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, the noble truth of the path that leads to the cessation of suffering, isn't it? Yeah. So those are the Four Noble Truths. So you have no doubt whatsoever about the Four Noble Truths. And you know that not just as, at an intellectual level, but you have realized it. So that realization, has some connection to that that philosophy. Yeah, middle way. Now remember, middle way. What is the middle way philosophy?
Paticca Samuppada.
Yeah. Now, can you see the Paticca Samuppada in the Four Noble Truths?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. How do you explain the Paticca Samuppada in Four Noble Truths?
Its cause and effect is there. Like in Paticca Samuppada, the same principle is applied and the same thing is there.
Yeah, exactly. Now that idappaccheta that we talk about, idappaccheta, when this is, when the cause of suffering is there, the suffering is. Yeah? When the cause of suffering not there, no suffering. Yeah? So, and the, when it ceases, then it doesn't arise. Okay, so that's actually Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truth. The Paticca Samuppada in the Four Noble Truth. Now, this is the beauty of it. Now, this is why the Buddha says, Buddha refers to middle way in one context as dependent origination, in the other context as the Eightfold Noble Path. In fact, if you really look at what is inside the Eightfold Noble Path, the principle that governs either Four Noble Truths or any of the others is the exact same thing. That is Paticcasamuppada. Yeah? Does that make sense to you? Yeah, okay, great. So now this is this is the depth of it. In the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, so the Buddha was actually simply giving examples of his realization. Yeah. So let's have another look. Katamajasa bhikkhave majjhima patipada tathagatena abhisambuddha chakku karani jnana karani upasamaya abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbanaya samvati. Ayameva ariyo attangiko maggo. This very eightfold noble path. Now, and he says, Samma ditti, Samma sankappo, Samma vacha, Samma kammanto, Samma ajivo, vayamo, sati, samadhi. Ayankosa bhikkhave majjhima patipada tathagatena abhisambuddha. Came to realize Chakkukarani, Jnanakarani, Upasamaya, Abhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nibbanaya, Samvatati. Idang ko pana bhikkhave dukkhang ariya satcha. Now see, dukkhang ariya satcha. Now when you really look at, now he just gets into the Four Noble Truths. And the Four Noble Truths, if you really look carefully, again governed by, so then he says, what is suffering? What is suffering? Jatipi dukkha. Jatipi dukkha. Birth is suffering. Jarapi dukkha. Vyadipi dukkho. Maranampi dukkhang. Appiyehi sampayogo dukkho. Piyehi vipayogo dukkho. Oh, what did I get? Okay. Okay, sorry. So idang kopana bhikkhave dukkha. So idang kopana bhikkhave dukkha samudayang ariya satcha. Now samudaya, samudaya, that is the cause of suffering. And then idang kopana bhikkhave dukkha nirodhang ariya satcha. Yeah. And idang kopana bhikkhave dukkha nirodha gamani patipada ariya satcha. Ayameva ariyo attangiko maggo. Yeah, and then he says, is the path is, oh, okay. So idang kopana bhikkhave dukkha samudaya ariya satcha yayam tanha. This very tanha, craving, ono bhavika, that which leads to rebirth. Nandi, raga sahagata, yeah, with desire, connected with desire and enjoyment, yeah, Nandi raga sahagata, tatra abhinandini, yeah, it gets attached to that, these places. So, all these places. Abhinandini, Sayyatidang, Kama Tanha. So, again, Kama Tanha, kind of desire for Kama, sense desires. Bhava Tanha, just wanting to be. And Vibhava Tanha, wanting to not to be. Wanting not to be is also a tanha. Yeah. Kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha. Here, idang kopana bhikkhave dukkha nirodhang arya satchang. Yo tassa yeva tanhaya asesa viraga nirodho. Now that's a very crucial one. Okay. Idang kopana bhikkhave dukkha nirodhang arya satchang. Now nirodha is, remember, cessation of suffering. Dukkha nirodhang arya satchang. Yo tassa yeva tanha, the very same tanha, tanhaya asesa viraga nirodho. Asesa means, not leaving a remnant. That is, sesa, leaving something behind. Yeah, remnant, remains. Without a remainder. Chago, giving up, abandoning, renunciation. Yeah, patinisago. Yeah, that is giving up. Mutti, kind of release. Analayo, that's the name of a monk. Yeah, Analayo bhikkhu. So what does that mean? Freedom from attachment, aversion. Okay, doing away with, free from attachment. Idang kopana bhikkhave dukkha nirodha gamini patipadari satchang ayameva ariyo. So again, Eightfold Noble Path is the path of suffering, path that leads to the cessation of suffering. Yeah, idam dukkhang ariya satchang time bhikkhave. Now this is you should make a note of this. And he says idam dukkhang ariya satchanti me bhikkhave pubbe. Now idam means, what does idam means? This. Yeah, this. Okay. Yeah. Am I too fast, or is it hard for you to understand? I think it is. Yeah. I'm sort of, you can't, you're just, struggling to crawl, and I'm asking you to run. That's not fair, is it? Okay. No, what I wanted was, you can read this at leisure, but basically what I really wanted was to sort of make this connection, establish this connection between the Paticcasamuppada and the Eightfold Noble Path. Yeah? And he says, idang, this, dukkhang arya satchang iti. And he says, oh, I realize this. I realize this as the dukkha arya satcha. Pubbe ananusute sudhammesu chakkung udapati. Now that's very noteworthy. Pubbe means earlier, formerly, in the past. I have not realized this before. Yeah. Now that's very significant. It's, for the first time I came to realize now this is the noble path of, noble truth of suffering. And dukkhang arya satcham. Idam dukkhang arya satcham time bhikkhave pubbe ananusutesu. Ananusutesu means unheard. I have never heard this before. Dhammesu chakkung udapadi. Again, the same words. That's why I'm just going fast. Right? Chakkhung udapadi. The eye arose, chakku. And jnanang udapadi. Knowledge arose, panya udapadi. Wisdom, insight arose. Vijja. Vijja means, literally it means science. So Vijja, science, knowledge, yeah. Udapadi, aloku, aloku. Now that's the alok means, literally it means light. Aloku. Yeah. Splendor, it says, aloku, udapadi. Tankopanidam dukkam pariyasachang parinyeyanti. I suggest actually you take a little bit of look at the word to word and see if you can make connection between the translation and these words, kind of familiarize it a little bit. It's a little bit hard, but not so much. Yeah. Yeah. Am I kind of being very or too demanding of you? No. Yes? No. Yes and no. Bhante ji? So perhaps this is a good time for us to do some recitation. Yeah. Okay. Any question, Marka? No?
Not at the moment. I think I have to really let it all settle in, and then I'll have questions.
Do some homework. Okay, yeah. Now, middle way philosophy. As it is understood by kind of ordinary people, middle way means something in between two things. But actual sense, this is transcended middle. So therefore, this is not. We used to think, not falling into this, not falling into that, sort of staying in between, and that is the middle. But in actual fact, it's actually transcending all extremes. Even the middle itself is an extreme. Yeah. So that's why the Paticcasamuppada is so important. It's called, only one who sees the Dhamma sees the Paticcasamuppada. One who sees Paticcasamuppada sees Dhamma. So the Buddha makes that correlate. Yeah. Bhante, is there anything you would like to add? Any of the Bhantes?
Laukika Sammaditthi and Lokottara Sammaditthi.
Yeah. So this is actually, Laukika Sammaditthi, worldly Sammaditthi, and going beyond the world. Yeah. And this is actually not clearly understood, and that's why kind of when usually we just say right view is kind of having a positive view is the right view for a lot of people. Yeah, but Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truths. And in this very sutta, he says, has to be understood at three different levels. Yeah, three different levels. Yeah, I mean, that is something that we should read. Three different levels. So what are those three? I mean, are you curious to know as to what those three different levels are? Yes. Okay. So what do you think are the three different levels at which you should know the Four Noble Truths? Yeah. Now these are the three different levels. Satya jnana. You could actually put this as jnana. Hicca jnana and hatha jnana. So at the level of, now what is satya? Satya means kind of truth level. So you actually, you realize this at the level of, as a truth level. Yeah. So it's not just simply saying, oh, suffering is truth. Yeah. But you have to really realize it. And then the Kicha level is the level where you have to do something about it. Level at which you do it. How do you do it? Yeah, Kicha. So there are four things that we have to do with regard to Four Noble Truths. Suffering, cause, cessation, path. Now those are the Four Noble Truths, right? Suffering, cause of suffering, cessation, path leading to the cessation, right? So there are four noble truths, and with regard to each, you have to do something. What do you have to do with suffering? What do you do with suffering?
Understanding.
Yeah, exactly. So that has to be understood. Yeah. So the suffering has to be understood. So, I mean, usually in the world, people try to remove suffering. People think what you have to do is to removing it. But the Buddha says, no, don't try to remove it. Try to understand it. Because you can stand under it. Yeah, if you don't understand, you stand under it, as Achan Sumedho said. Okay. What do you do with regard to the cause? Cause has to be What do you do with the cause?
Eradicate.
Yeah, eradicated or eliminated. Yeah, so the cause has to be eliminated. What do you do with the cessation?
Realization.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you realize cessation. And what do you do with the path?
Practice.
Practice it, exactly. Yeah. So these are the things that has to be done. Do, kicca. Kicca. So what is this third level then? Kata. That's the past participle of karoti. Karoti
done.
is, yeah, exactly. Yeah, karoti. Karoti is do, you know. So the kind of a present indicative is karoti. Yeah, so kata is the past participle of that. PP. You know, completed. Kata. So at the level of sotapanna, you know that it is understood, and at the level of at the course of suffering, you know only in the satcha level. So the sotapanna has not completed the journey, and he is operating on the satcha level. So therefore he doesn't have to eliminate everything. He's still actually derive or indulge in the courses of it. Yeah. So all these four noble truths can be understood at three different levels. Like the level of the satcha, you accept at the level of truth to start with, and once you've done, you become Sotapanna, stream enterer. You are a stream enterer. That means you have already entered the journey. Stream enterer. Yeah. For you to, at the level of doing, the stream enterer, what does he do? He understands. He understands that it has to be understood. He understands it has to be eliminated. He understands it has to be realized. He understands it has to be practiced. Right? Did you get that? Yeah, very good. So he's operating on the level 1. NVQ level 1, yeah? It is like that, yeah, sort of a level 1. L1. So then the one's returner, he has, he's working on that. There is kicca. Then even the kicca is, it also applies to the sotapanna. Kata is also applies to the sotapanna because what he has to do is this. What he knows that he has done, once he has done, he knows he's done it. Yes. So, are you okay, Bhante?
Yes.
Are you suffering from the tooth?
Yeah. Wisdom tooth. It's a big problem.
Wisdom tooth. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now actually you can really have a nice chart with regard to the Sotapanna, what he's what he is doing and what he has done, and with regard to the one's returner, non-returner, and the Arahant. Yeah, so the Arahant actually has fully completed the cessation. Yeah, is it common sense, or is it kind of vague? No, this is, yeah. Yeah. Are you okay? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Bhante. Okay. We need to hear a bit of chanting from you.
Mm.
Yeah. So, yeah. Bhante, Vijitasiri, are you also a good chanting monk? I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Yeah. Now, last time, remember, I
Little
asked
baby
you.
there.
Yeah, I hear the sound of a baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a baby, it's a big boy.
Oh, really?
Which is
Yeah, he's 6 years old. Sorry, I think
he's
my
a-
mic is not muted.
okay, no problem. Don't worry. Don't worry. So now remember last time we learned a nice stanza about 4 lotteries. Lottery stanza. Remember lottery stanza? We talk about lotteries here, Bhante. Yeah. So what was the lottery stanza? Do you remember that? At the end of the Pali course, I expect you to memorize all the sutras, all the stanzas, every chanting. That would be fun, wouldn't it? That'd be really fun. So, would you? Yeah. Do you remember the stanza that we learned last time? Yeah. What was that?
Kicho manussa patilab.
Kicho manussa patilabo. Yeah.
Mm.
What's the second one?
Kichang machana jeevitang. Kichang saddhamma savanang. Kicho buddhanang uppadu.
Yes, very good. Really good. And Bhante can very nicely chant that, Now chanting, we chant all the sutras. Now remember in Sri Lankan tradition, we have all night chanting. So the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta is, chanted, right? So Bhante Dhammarathana is a very veteran chanting monk, And if it is not for his tooth, he would do the same today. So, Venerable Vijitasiri, are you really good at chanting? No? Do you want to chant the lottery stanza?
Lucky for life.
Yeah. Yes. So we were talking about that stanza as a kind of a lottery, 4 lotteries. So yeah.
Yeah. Kicho manus patilabo kichang machana jivitang kichang sadhang savanang kicho buddhanang upado.
Sadhu, sadhu, wow, beautiful. Yeah. So when there are all these, the stanzas are very nicely, recited and chanted, and especially in the spiritual giver setting. So these monks, when they give a sermon, they actually chant it, recite it very nicely. Yeah. So chanting and recitation is a very ancient Buddhist practice. Yeah. And Maika will be chanting one day the Heart Sutta, I think, in Japanese. Yeah.
Japanese
So,
tradition.
yeah, I think that's really good. I kind of I know when you chant it, kind of I've sort of attuned my ears to it, but I can't do it myself. But this is
You can start Mikey. Japanese
Sorry?
some gata blessing. I have singing bowl like this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You have the sticks and, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. So anyway, is there anything else that you would like to recite? Any of you for tonight? No?
Maybe I have a question.
Oh, yes.
In the Zen, we end the evening with the evening gata. Is that something that is present in all Buddhist settings, or is it just in Zen?
Oh, evening. Yeah, evening gata. Yes,
it's something
there
like,
is.
It's a few lines, and it reminds you to keep at it, to not slack, or to wake up and to keep practicing and not go to sleep or not to something like that.
Yeah. I mean, this is also, I mean, Arabhata Nikhamata, what is that sutra called, Bhante?
Arunavati Sutra.
Arunavati Sutra is, it's the same thing. So usually, I mean, when you start something, it's more than like time of the day. It's what you, whether it is a start or end, for example. Yeah. So there are certain like the what it is called Udetayang Chakuma Ek Raja. What is that? What is that sutta?
Moravati.
Moropit.
Moraparita. Moraparita. So Moraparita has like in morning you have you just recite one side, and then evening something different. Yeah. And also beginning of something and end of something. Yeah. So Arunavati Sutta is a really good one. Yeah. Arabhata Nikhamata. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, very interestingly, all traditions share some common things. Yeah. I mean, I think in my view, I mean, all these traditions really meet at the core, at the deepest level. All the cultural and other things aside, but at the deep level, I have no problem with, I mean, Vajrayana or
Tantrayana.
yeah, and I mean Zen. Yeah, so they all have some common core. Yeah.
So even in
Okay.
Hinduism also there is a sloka similar to our Sabbe Badrani Pasantu Ma Kanchi Papa
Yeah.
Sarve Bhavantu
Yeah.
Sukhinak Sarve Bhavantu Niramaya Sarve Badrani Pasyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhakbhavi. Very similar to our stance. Ma Kanchi Papa
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's I mean, there are many similarities in the Hindu or Sanskrit tradition, isn't it? Is it more of Sanskrit tradition?
Even
Yeah.
Ayuvarna Sukham Avivadana series, even Manusmriti
Yeah.
also.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, I mean, do you find it kind of strange to find them in Sanskrit text or Hindu text? Why Buddhist stanzas are in Hindu text? Do you find it strange?
No, sir. Similar tradition.
Exactly. I mean, this is why at the low-key level, we share something with all faiths and even none. Yeah. There are certain similarities. So therefore, I mean, the Buddha using certain kind of prayers found in Manusmriti or other Hindu texts. It's no surprise. Yeah. But what's really important is to realize the point of departure, where it really depart, where the Buddha departs from the other religious text, and that's the Lokuttara level. Yeah, see, the none of the other traditions had the Lokuttara level. And that's why he said, Pubbe Ananusute Sudhammesu. I've not heard this before. I've never seen. I mean, he specialized on Veda, all the Vedic granthas, and but so that's the point of departure, kind of turning point, isn't it? Yeah. So, but you should expect certain prayers like Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam. Yeah. Yeah.
Devo Vasatu Kalena Sasa Sampatti.
Yeah.
In
Oh,
Sanskrit.
is it also found in Manusmriti?
Not Manusmriti, I think it's a Mahayana text.
Oh, yeah. My God, this Bhanthe Vijitasiri is an expert on Sanskrit Buddhism. Yeah. He's very much like a Hindu monk, Hindu Buddhist monk.
Last time I seen Sukhavati is a Mahayana tradition. Sukhavati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pure Land.
Pure Land, yeah.
Yeah.
Pure Land. Sukhavati,
Land,
yes. Buddha Land. Pure Land. Sukhavati Sutta. So Alex, do you what tradition of Buddhism do you follow?
Pure Land and Chan, so Chinese.
Yeah. 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 Do you I mean, are there any kind of common grounds with Pure Land and other traditions you've I mean, any of the the Pali tradition, for example?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Because they as you said, they share a common origin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is so important when you really look at the Indian spiritual traditions. They shared actually quite a lot, and the Buddha did not fight or make fights with the Hindu sadhus. And I mean, Mahavira, he was very good friends with Mahavira, and they were contemporaries. So, but he disagreed with those at the crucial points. It was after his enlightenment, of course. The Buddha actually kind of specialized on all the jhanic traditions. Yeah, jhana, for example. I mean, this again something really interesting and important to understand. The jhana, the four jhanas, the mundane right. It's the right concentration or right stillness, like samma sati, samma sati and samma samadhi. Yeah, samma samadhi. Do you remember that eightfold noble path, for example? Let me just show you that. Eightfold noble path. Yeah. Now, if you look at these are the right view, right attitude, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. Or some people prefer to translate that as right stillness. Yeah, right stillness. So mundane, at the mundane level, the right concentration, for example. Can't write on it for some reason. Why can't I write on it? I can't write. So it is again there's like mundane and supramundane. And the mundane level is the 4 jhanas. Yeah, 4 jhanas. And this, this is important. Most people actually therefore think that everybody's have to practice jhanas. Do you follow me? Do you follow me? No?
Yeah,
Do
jhanic
you,
level.
do you follow what I'm talking about? No? Okay. So what I'm saying here is like the right view, it could be kind of right concentration or right, let's call it right stillness. Right stillness. Right stillness is also of 2 types. 4 jhanas. This is the mundane level. But at the supramundane level, it is something else. Yeah? And I would like you to find out, perhaps, what's the right concentration or right stillness, the supramundane level. And you even right mindfulness. Right mindfulness has 2 different levels. Well, with regard to both of these 4, right, what is right mindfulness? 4 satipatthanas. Satipatthanas. But the 4 satipatthanas can be practiced at that level or this level. Yeah, and this is why the word satipatthana has 2 different origins. Sati patthana and sati upatthana. Yeah. So therefore, following this logic, everybody doesn't have to develop 4 jhanas. Jhanas can be very, very useful, of course. Yeah. But there are 2 types of arahants. One who is with jhanas and the other without. Do you follow me? No? Yeah. If you don't worry. Be happy. Yeah. Any questions? Anyone? No. Okay. So what we will do, I mean, now I would like you to, like, if this, I mean, if this is kind of, if this approach is a bit problematic in your learning Pali, so I can go back to the Pali text, new Pali text, and do bit of work in that text. If you are advanced, and then no problem, we can jump in and read some suttas like Dhammachakra. And I mean, last time we read about maybe 20, 30 suttas. And so it can be really fun. By the way, can I ask you a question? Is there any chance that we can change now that we know our group is kind of small, and is there any chance that we can change the time and a day? I mean, if even time is not a big problem, because Venerable Vijitasiri is used to staying up all night. So, but is there any chance that we can change the date? The reason is I have another, I'm always missing another meeting on Tuesdays. So any chance, like, I mean, if you don't worry at all. Are you all busy all other days?
It depends on what day for me.
Okay. So how about Monday at the same time?
Monday.
Yeah. Are you okay, Viji?
Yes, Dr. Sunil. It's fine with
good.
me.
Okay.
The
how is
same
it?
time, right? The same time.
Yeah. How is it?
Okay.
How is it
Yes.
looking? How is it looking for you, Micah? You can't.
It's interesting. I changed my group from Tuesday to Monday to be able to join the class. So changing it back would be really good.
Yeah. So okay, no. Then in that case, don't change anything. So how about Wednesday then?
No, I mean Monday is good for me.
Monday is good, yeah?
Yes, for me it's good.
Oh, okay. So
Because
Monday
then
is
I can
no
change
problem.
back to what it was before the course.
Oh, brilliant. Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. No, I thought, I don't want to hassle you around, Alex, is that looking okay for you on Mondays?
Yes, that's all right.
Fantastic. Bhante,
I'm okay.
oh, you are so good. Okay, so shall we then next week, shall we do it on Monday? Yeah?
Monday. Okay.
Yeah. Not Tuesday. Okay. I'll send you an advance notice just in case. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. We have a WhatsApp group as well. So shall we end the class for today with a short recitation? Yes. Yeah, Bhante.
Uh-huh.
What are you going to do? What presentation are you going to do?
Short blessing.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I need to go to some program.
Okay.
Oh, you have to go to a program, yeah?
Yeah, I have 5 minutes, no problem.
Very good. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so please, let's share some blessing.
Yeah, homage to the Buddha. Buddha bless you, everyone. Pujayamana Sakya Singha Tilakakara Sadarang Karunaya Loka Hitatantaya Sitodaka Sangnibang Sitodaka Sangnibang Saddha Balena Chintaya Kasi Kusumarang Sitarakang Vandami Sakala Loka Puja Buddha Raja Padapang Buddha Raja Padapang Parama Sankti Pujaniya Sasara Oga Taraniya Tinha Sok Haraniya Buddha Pad Vandana Sang Buddha Pad Vandana Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much. Yeah, you've got a really nice voice. Yeah.
Today,
Beautiful.
I'm changing.
Very good, very good. You always change. Very good. Well done.
Changing my voice.
Okay, folks, we will meet you next Monday at the same time, and look after yourself. Yeah. So by
Monday.
the blessing of the Buddha, may you all be well.
Thank you, sir. And
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone Saranai.
Everyone.
everyone.
Thank you.
We all wish you a sooner recovery, Bhante.
Thank you, Vijay.
Yeah.
Everyone, Saranai Handru.
Everyone.
No pain, no gain.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Bhante. See you soon. Take
Thank you,
care,
sir. See you
everybody.
soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Okay.